Dearly cherished one, take a moment to gather your breath. The instant you engage with this narrative, the hidden realms commence a transformation centered around your identity. The individual who once stood before you, offering promises so radiant they appeared unbreakable, now finds themselves confronted with a reflection that instills fear within them. They are acutely aware of the disappointment they have caused you and the trust they have fractured on numerous occasions. They are now confronted with an undeniable truth: you are the only one who truly recognizes the essence of their being. The absence of the light you provided is a misstep they can no longer remedy or evade. However, be attuned, for this tale does not begin solely with their remorse. On this particular night, an event transpired that unsettled them in a manner their pride could no longer mask. A message intended for you was composed but ultimately erased. A phone call was initiated but terminated before it could connect. A confession lingered, trapped in their throat due to fear's oppressive hold. They pace anxiously, reflecting on every instance of their failure toward you while the cosmos compels them to confront the true weight of their actions. For the first time, the agony they inflicted upon you reverberates back to them, resonating louder than their pride, their justifications, or their attempts at suppression. They are fully aware of the harm they have inflicted, the chasm they have created, and they acknowledge that it was indeed their own actions that drove you away. Yet, there lies a revelation they wished to conceal from you. Just last night, someone addressed them regarding you, conveying bluntly and without embellishment that their treatment of you is the very reason their fortunes are slipping away. This confrontation prompted them to pause, for deep within, they always sensed that you represented a pivotal juncture in their life's trajectory. With each instance of their hurtful actions toward you, something dimmed in their world. Each lie they told fractured something fundamental in their existence. And every time they let you down, a door that was meant for them quietly closed. The universe has now spotlighted their reality, compelling them to acknowledge how their choices have led to their own ruin. While they reconcile this painful truth, something unforeseen is unfolding, a realization stronger than they ever anticipated. Your silence now haunts them more profoundly than any past disputes. Your absence resonates deeper than any words left unspoken. They scroll through old messages, re-examine conversations, and gaze at your photographs, their eyes filled with unconfessed regret. They envision a future where they are replaced, where someone else treats you with the consideration you deserved from the outset. This fear propels their heart into a frenzy that finally compels them to confront what they have been evading. They may never have deserved your forbearance, but the thought of losing your presence forever is unbearable. And here lies the transformative insight. Your person is devising a plan, one they never envisaged themselves desperate enough to initiate. They are beginning to acknowledge their responsibilities in a manner previously foreign to them. Conversations about you are taking place with those closest to them, admissions of long-denied mistakes are occurring. They are starting to realize that you were never the adversary, rather, it was their own fears, insecurities, and lack of valor that blinded them to the loyalty that was evident while it stood before them. At this juncture, they find themselves on the threshold of a decision: to risk losing you forever or to undertake a bold step that might mend the fractures between you. Beloved child, listen closely, for what I am about to disclose marks the pivotal moment your person hoped to keep hidden from you. As you observe this transformation, their heartbeat dances erratically. Their mind is tumultuous, and their guilt resonates louder than their previous pride ever did. They are aware of their disappointments and the ways they have shattered your trust, and now, the universe is no longer allowing them to evade the repercussions. A significant event today compelled them to confront the truths they have been denying. The fear of losing you has finally eclipsed their fear of admitting their errors, resulting in a forthcoming action that will undoubtedly astonish you, one they themselves struggle to fully comprehend. Please remain attentive. Peculiar happenings are unfolding in your person's life. Those around them are beginning to inquire, posing questions they cannot respond to without your name slipping into their conversation. One individual, someone they confide in, gazed at them and asked, "Why do you act as though you are unfazed when your whole world crumbles each time they depart?" In that moment, your person froze. Behind closed doors, they have not been fine, they have not been strong or okay. They have crumbled internally, concealing their tears in solitude, sidestepping places steeped in your memory, and deleting midnight messages only to rewrite them moments later. Their guilt has morphed into a relentless shadow, persistently reminding them of the truth. The pain they inflicted upon you is the very anguish they now drown in. But here lies the expected twist. They are being forced into circumstances where the pretense can no longer hold. Unanticipatedly, someone brought forth your name and urged them to explain the loss of someone like you. Your person's response laid bare their struggle. Their voice trembled, their eyes darted, their hands quivered. They recognized, in the presence of another, that they could not justify their actions, for there exists no justification for the way they treated you. The disappointments, the broken promises, the complacent disregard for your loyalty, all of it now weighs heavily on their chest, rendering breath a laborious task. The facade they maintained is unraveling, revealing the truth beneath. Moreover, what is even more surprising is their newfound resolve to rectify matters unnoticed before you are aware. They are canceling plans unbeknownst to you. They are distancing from those who fed the deceit. They are erasing conversations shrouded in shame. They are attempting to clean up the chaos they have wrought. As if by clearing their traces, they can expunge their errors. They fear you might uncover their unprepared revelations, terrified that the wrong detail could breach your awareness and irrevocably harm what remains between you. This anxiety propels them toward decisions they never envisioned themselves making. Now, keenly observe, as we enter the phase where the dynamic begins to shift. Your person is orchestrating a movement capable of reshaping your entire interaction, a maneuver motivated not by vanity but by urgency, contrition, and the profound realization that you were the anchor of stability in their life. They wish to approach you, not with rationalizations, but with transparency. They yearn to confess betrayals they previously dismissed, to elucidate the hesitations they masked, and to clarify the events of the night they disappointed you most profoundly. The universe is hastening this moment forward, propelling it faster than they are prepared to contend. Beloved child, prepare yourself, for what I disclose now is the crux your person wished to conceal from everyone, especially you. Their guilt has reached a breaking point. The truths they buried beneath excuses, distractions, and insincere apologies are resurfacing, destabilizing everything they once understood. They are acutely aware of their shortcomings, the trust they dismantled more than once, and now are encircled by the consequences of their actions. Each error has returned to haunt them, with the universe ensuring they confront the magnitude of every instance that caused you to doubt your worth. Yet within this realization emerges something profoundly unsettling. Your silence is not an expression of anger, it is clarity, strength, a pivotal moment in which they understand that your value needs no amplification. You do not seek loyalty, it is an innate part of who you are. You need not pursue anyone, truth is drawn to you effortlessly. This epiphany has thrust them into a state of vulnerability they never anticipated facing. Their confidence has been shaken, their ego laid bare, and their excuses rendered meaningless. The one individual capable of extending forgiveness, healing them, and comprehending their complexities is now the very person they dread losing above all else. Their surprise deepened when someone close to them confronted them, saying, "You have shattered something sacred and do not deserve another opportunity unless you learn to cherish what was entrusted to you." Those words struck deeper than any argument they had endured. Internally, they recognized the truth: they had let you down precisely when you needed them most. They had taken your trust lightly, thinking you would always remain waiting for them. They did not anticipate that their absence would one day inflict more pain than heartbreak ever could. That day has now come, and your person finds themselves entangled in a harrowing cycle. Rewinding every moment they caused you pain, reliving each chance you graciously forgave them, and replaying every promise they failed to uphold. They are haunted by visions of you moving forward, choosing yourself, and discovering peace without them in your life. The thought of you finding joy with someone else, someone who offers you the love they should have, tears their heart apart in ways they can scarcely conceal. The reality is closing in on them, and change is on the horizon. They conceal their suffering, their anxiety, and the reality that losing you would shatter something within them that cannot be repaired. Yet, this is where fate takes a turn. Your loved one stands at a crossroads, faced with a momentous choice. A choice between comfort and valor, pride and authenticity. A choice between allowing you to drift away indefinitely or courageously embracing the vulnerability they have evaded throughout their life. At this very moment, they are mentally rehearsing what they might say if granted another opportunity. They are practicing the apology they never had the fortitude to express. They cling to cherished memories of you as if they were a lifeline, hoping that you have not entirely closed the door. The universe is preparing to bring forth a moment when hiding will be unfeasible, so remain close, dear one, for their next action will unveil everything they attempted to hide, every regret, each truth, every broken promise. The confrontation they dread is approaching more swiftly than they anticipate. My dear, what I am about to reveal is the very moment that has instilled fear within your loved one. It is a moment when the truths they have concealed, the mistakes they have sought to bury, and the promises they have undermined will begin to collapse around them. They are acutely aware of having disappointed you on numerous occasions and recognize the trust you so generously extended has been destroyed. And now, they comprehend that life is no longer permitting them the luxury of retreat. Something has shifted in their surroundings, an energy they cannot resist. The memory of you is cropping up in every aspect of their daily life. They cannot evade it, numb it, or silence it. The universe is insisting upon their accountability, and it is advancing with a speed that leaves them unprepared. Behind the scenes, they are entrenched in an internal battle, torn between confession and apprehension. Just last night, they nearly revealed the full extent of their remorse for hurting you, with the words poised on their lips, ready to be spoken. Yet, when the opportunity arose, they remained frozen. Their pride sought to shield them, but their heart betrayed them. Each time your name is mentioned, their voice wavers, their gaze diverts, and their breathing alters. It is as if the universe is unmasking their guilt through every subtle reaction. They fear that uttering the truth aloud will render the gravity of their actions undeniable. Yet destiny is cornering them, compelling them to confront what they have long avoided. Additionally, something is unfolding that is breaking them more profoundly than you can fathom. Those around them are beginning to penetrate their facade. Someone approached them, presenting facts rather than assumptions about how they treated you, posing the question, why did you push away the only person who genuinely cared for you? Your loved one found themselves unable to respond, as they grappled with explaining why they inflicted pain upon the one heart that cradled them so tenderly. They lack justification for the deceit. Secrecy, distance, and inconsistency, there is simply no justification. This helplessness is consuming them. Their reputation is unraveling, their confidence is waning, and their relationships are shifting because your absence has laid bare the emptiness they so diligently sought to conceal. Now, here is what destiny wishes for you to discern. Your loved one is being propelled toward a monumental decision, one they cannot evade. A pivotal moment approaches when they will be compelled to speak the truth, not half-truths, not filtered explanations, not excuses, but the unvarnished truth. A recent event has transpired, something they believed they could shield from you, something they hoped would never reach your ears. Yet, the universe operates on its own timetable, and that moment is rapidly encroaching upon them. They are filled with trepidation that you may learn of these truths before they have the chance to explain, fearful that the revelation could obliterate whatever faint hope remains. Simultaneously, they realize that this impending confrontation is the sole path to breaking the cycle of hurting you and subsequently losing you. And dear one, what they remain oblivious to is that the universe has already begun orchestrating the moment of revelation. You will receive a message, come across an unexpected piece of information, or perceive a shift in their demeanor. The truths they attempted to bury will resurface. Not to inflict pain upon you, but to liberate you from the perplexity they enveloped you in. For the first time, they will come to understand that the forgiveness they took for granted may not be waiting for them this time. They stand at the precipice of losing the one person they never anticipated they could lose. My beloved, listen intently, for this is the moment wherein the truth residing within your loved one begins to break them from the inside. They have been presenting a facade of well-being for weeks, behaving as though your absence has no effect on them, exerting every effort to project strength while internally disintegrating. But today, a fracture occurred within them, something they can no longer conceal. Control, or silence. They acknowledge that they have disappointed you repeatedly and have damaged your trust in ways you did not merit. Now, they are confronting the ramifications, not from the world, but their own conscience. The guilt they tried to suppress is awakening within them with an intensity they can no longer resist. Their own heart has become the punishment they believed they could evade. Today, fate cornered them unexpectedly, a conversation they overheard, a message they stumbled upon, a detail they attempted to deny, all of it crashed into them like a tempest. Someone mentioned your name casually, unaware of the emotional upheaval it would incite. Although they tried to feign indifference, their expression betrayed the truth that they refused to acknowledge. Their eyes softened, their voice faltered, and their hands stilled in mid-motion, revealing the undeniable reality that they are still in love with you, still tethered to you, still haunted by you, still clinging to every memory you imparted, as if letting go would shatter their remaining semblance of sanity. Upon hearing your name, it hit them with a force. Nothing and no one has ever replaced you, and nothing ever will. However, here is the aspect they fear you discovering: their desperate attempts to rectify the damage they caused in your absence. Quietly, almost obsessively, they deleted something they had said. Apologized to someone they should never have involved, and withdrew from a situation they now regret. They are striving to cleanse the chaos they brought forth, hoping that if destiny allows for another chance with you, they would not carry the same shadows. Yet, the more they endeavor to repair things, the more the universe illuminates the depth of their mistakes. Every passage they relied upon is closing, every distraction they sought for comfort is disappearing, and every individual they consult is delivering the same message: you harmed the wrong heart. Those words echo in their mind like an inescapable sentence. What they did not anticipate, dear one, is that the universe is aligning a moment beyond their control. A confrontation is imminent, driven not by conflict, but by truth. They have tried to suppress the actions they concealed from you, but fate itself is thrusting them to the forefront. Their efforts to bury the truth under silence, to rewrite their narrative, and pretend it does not exist are futile, as destiny does not yield to human fear. Whatever they have concealed is destined to emerge, and they are acutely aware of this undeniable truth. They sense the mounting tension and are terrified that when you finally uncover the reality, you will not merely walk away, you will close the door decisively, leaving them forever distanced from you. This fear has become their constant shadow. Yet beneath that fear, a powerful realization is taking shape. They understand now that the connection they shared with you was extraordinary, far from casual or replaceable. It was unique, it was sacred, a bond that individuals seek throughout their lives, and they obliterated it with their own choices. They find themselves on the brink of a pivotal choice: to either continue hiding indefinitely or to face the truth they have been fleeing from. They are rehearsing their words, imagining what your reaction may be, filled with anxiety over your silence, your disappointment, and the prospect of losing you forever. As the universe maneuvers the components surrounding them, one truth becomes unmistakable: whatever transpires next will either result in total loss or present them with one final opportunity to amend their past mistakes. My cherished one, brace yourself, for what you are about to learn is the chapter your loved one has dreaded more than any other. This marks the transition from their anxiety into reality, where their guilt crescendos over their excuses, and every shattered promise draws them closer to an unavoidable moment. They recognize they have disappointed you repeatedly, shattering your trust beyond what you deserved. Now, they stand before a truth they have desperately attempted to elude. The prospect of losing you is no longer merely a fear, it is a consequence that is already unfolding before their eyes, and they witness it with quaking hands and a breaking heart. Today, an unexpected occurrence transpired that forced them to confront their emotions without the protection of pride. They encountered something pertaining to you, a detail, an image, a message, a hint, and whatever it was, it rattled them to their core. Their breath caught in their throat, their heart plummeted, their thoughts spiraled. For the first time, they experienced what you felt: the sting of uncertainty, the ache of exclusion, and the terror of losing someone who means everything to them. That moment marked their breaking point. No distraction could soften its impact, no deceit could obscure it, and no rationale could silence its weight. Your absence struck them more profoundly than they had anticipated, and the universe ensured they could not overlook it this time. However, there exists a twist they had hoped would never reach you. They had been concealing a truth that had been gnawing at them for weeks, a decision made in haste, a fleeting moment of frailty, a situation that escalated beyond their control. They believed they could bury it, that time would diminish its significance, and that you would remain oblivious. Yet, destiny does not shield secrets that arise from fear. Today, they began to recognize that the truth they concealed is not merely a mistake, it represents a pivotal moment that could jeopardize their connection with the one person their heart desperately wishes to keep. Their guilt has transformed from a mere whisper into a resounding cry echoing throughout their consciousness. Amidst their internal turmoil, an astonishing shift is occurring around them. Individuals they once trusted are beginning to withdraw, circumstances they relied upon are unraveling, and even their previous distractions have ceased to provide relief. Every path they attempt leads them back to a singular truth: they cannot evade the repercussions of losing someone who was destined to be their anchor. Most haunting of all is the realization that they may have pushed you away to such an extent that, even if they rushed to find you now, they might never catch up. Nonetheless, dear one, a moment is approaching, an intersection shaped by destiny itself. Your person is nearing the point where they must articulate their truth. They must step forward and unveil the burdens they have kept silent. Their pride is crumbling, their fear is diminishing, and their heart beckons them toward honesty with an urgency that has become insurmountable. They are envisioning the instant when they will finally confess, picturing your reaction, whether it brings forgiveness or closure. They tremble at the thought, gripped by fear of your response. Yet, they acknowledge this reality: evasion is no longer an option, silence is no longer safe, and the facade of normalcy is unsustainable. What unfolds next is not mere happenstance, but rather a calling, an inevitable shift and confrontation orchestrated by fate. You are closer than ever to discovering the truth they endeavored to shield you from. A truth they feared could unravel everything. It is the truth that has held their heart captive, and once it is revealed, their entire world, every relationship, every emotion, every decision, will undergo an irreversible transformation, uncontrollable and inescapable.